of individual liberty and an awareness of the ability of human beings to think through their problems and provide their own self-determined and self-sufficient answers have been dominant features of modern Western thought. It has taken some time, for whatever reason that may be advanced, for our society to have caught up on this dominant mood, but now it is upon us. There are some significant ways in which the spirit of the modern times is manifesting itself in our midst. I would like to make reference to three of them. One, we need to notice that there is growth, the growth of a secular spirit. Religion, particularly the Christian religion, has played a dominant role in our society. It is often claimed that there are more church buildings to the square mile in Jamaica than anywhere else in the world. Whether this is fact or not, it speaks to a recognition of a very strong and pervasive religious presence in our midst, and continued formal and semi-formal gestures accorded the church and its representatives would seem to confirm continuity of the traditional assumptions of power, authority, and influence on the part of the church. Popularity of religious sentiments and references would also seem to underscore religion's continued center stage presence. The fact of the matter is, however, that the spirit of secularism is having a decisive, formative influence on general viewpoints, attitudes, and policies of action throughout the society. The church, then, a long-standing source and center of moral authority, can no longer take it for granted that it has any special right or privilege to be heard and have its dictates accepted as stated. It no longer has the almost universally accepted role of being the predominant shaper and chief guardian of public morality. There are areas of life, social, cultural, political, that are now considered to be beyond the church's competence to comment on. There is, indeed, a much greater readiness as well as a sense of greater freedom to resist and reject the church's point of view openly, where it is felt to be infringing people's individual rights and interfering with their private lives. Whether it is the issue of gambling, attitudes to holy days and seasons, forms of entertainment and revelry, the content of popular local music, or the morality of male-female relationships and the quality of family life, the church's voice of protest and moral instruction no longer bears the authoritative significance that it once did. There is often expression of appreciation for the church, but invariably it is for past significance, not for present relevance. Opinion polls may present a majority of persons in the society having some form of religious belief or convictions. Nevertheless, the secular spirit is making a decisive impact. In the process, it seems to me that the church itself is also losing its confidence in its authority to define and to direct areas of public debate concerning morality. We live in a society in which there is a growing secular spirit, a mark of catching up with Western modernity. Secondly, there is an increase of the multiplicity of moral options. Coupled with the growth of secularism, there is the growing awareness of a multiplicity of religious perspectives, worldviews, moral frames of reference, and preferences of lifestyle. No single voice of morality is recognized as having any absolute right to dictate proper behavior. The society is becoming one of open options in this regard. A variety of moral frameworks is being recognized, providing alternative options for the individual. And so, controversies, disagreements, competing claims, rather than agreement and consensus, or dialogue and conversation, are becoming more and more the order of the day. The opinion and letter writers' column in the press, radio talk shows, vox pop, and street talk all convey this. There is a pluralism that offers a multiplicity of options that is now a fact of life in our society. The third mark of catching up with the modern spirit is what I would call a growing awareness of individual autonomy.